emergency meeting. Currently present, we have Commissioner Banks, we have Commissioner DeVito, Commissioner Burton has a excused absence, we have Charles Rudd, and Cam Taylor, our code enforcement officer. With that, Commissioner Banks, if you want to lead us an invitation, and pledge, please.
Father, once again, we come before you to give you thanks. Lord, we ask you for your protection. You said you'll never leave us, you'll never forsake us. You'll be.
Just a reminder.
I'm in a meeting, I'll call you back. Yeah. You'll never leave us, you'll never forsake us. So God, we're gonna rest in your safety. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, that's what I told him, that's a reminder, so he's being reminded that time went on, Commissioner Banks, that he's right there with you. That's what I said, that's a reminder.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what we have before us, Commissioners, is we have the Declaration of Emergency, 2023-03, a proclamation of the City of Crescent City, Florida, declaring state of local emergency effective at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, August 29th, 2023, and providing an effective date. I don't know if you want me to read the whole thing, or is everybody, I can read the entire proclamation if we'd like to. And whereas Tropical Storm Hurricane Idalia constitutes a significant threat to the residents of the City of Crescent City, whereas forecasting specific to Putnam County indicates a strong likelihood of significant impact on the City of Crescent City. And whereas the City of Crescent City requires significant lead time in order to prepare and/or evacuate residents from the hazards of a tropical storm hurricane, and whereas Tropical Storm Hurricane Idalia has the potential to cause damage to public utilities, public buildings, public communication systems, public streets, trees and roads, public drainage systems, commercial and residential buildings and areas. And whereas on August 28, 2023, the Putnam County Board of County Commissioners issued a proclamation declaring a state of local emergency due to Tropical Storm Hurricane Idalia as provided by Chapter 252 Florida Statutes. And whereas Chapter 252 Florida Statutes provides authority for a political subdivision such as the City of Crescent City to declare a state of local emergency and to waive certain procedures and formalities otherwise required of political subdivisions by law, including but not limited to: 1, the performance of public works and taking whatever action is necessary to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of the community. 2, entering into contracts. 3, incurring obligations. 4, employment of permanent and temporary workers. 5, utilization of volunteer workers. 6, rental of equipment. 7, acquisition and distribution with or without compensation of supplies, materials, and facilities. 8, appropriation and expenditure of public funds. And whereas the City of Crescent City, pursuant to its home rule powers, has adopted certain emergency procedures, as well as the National Incident Management System, acronym NIMS, by way of resolution number 7-146, passed and adopted on August 25th, 2005. Now therefore, be it proclaimed and declared by Michelle Myers, Mayor of the City of Crescent City, as follows. Section 1, Tropical Storm Hurricane Idalia poses a serious threat to the lives and property of residents of the City of Crescent City and is hereby declared a state of local emergency to be effective at 1 p.m. on August 29th, 2023, in and upon all areas within the legal boundaries of the City of Crescent City. Said state of local emergency may be terminated by the mayor of the City of Crescent City in writing or by resolution of the City Commission. Section 2. This declaration is an emergency measure necessary for the protection of public health, welfare, and safety due to the proximity of Tropical Storm Hurricane Idalia. Section 3. The city manager or his designated agent is authorized to take all action necessary and appropriate to secure resources to protect human life and property and to utilize all lawful authority granted to the city under state, county, and municipal laws as necessary to accomplish same. Does Section 4, any city regulations prescribing procedures for the conduct of city business if strict compliance would hinder necessary action in coping with the emergency are hereby suspended. The suspension shall be at the direction and discretion of the city manager and/or mayor with concurrence from the Putnam County Sheriff's Office and/or Crescent City Fire Chief. Section 5, this declaration of a state of local emergency shall take effect at 1 p.m. on August 29, 2023, and is effective through September 5th, 2023, and may be extended in 7-day increments by the mayor or city manager. Duly declared and issued this 29th day of August in the year of 2023. And with that, commissioners, I would like a motion of acceptance, please.
I move to accept the resolution.
Okay, and second.
Seconded.
And then we'll talk about, okay, and with that, we can, go ahead and if you want, we can vote on it, or we can do the update afterwards, what your preference is. You want to discuss this?
Charles's update.
Well, kind of the update on where we are in the city and everything, yes.
I just actually have a couple points of discussion and one question for you before we vote on the resolution.
Okay.
First, somebody commented to me that this seems really broad, and I don't think it's as broad as it looks. I just wanted to point out in section 3, it says the city manager or designated agents are authorized to take all action necessary and appropriate to secure resources to protect human life and property. And so it's, it's limited to human life and property. And then in section 4, the regular regulations and procedures for the conduct of city business are waived only when strict compliance would hinder the necessary recovery actions. So,
And so you,
my point is, it seems fine that it's not just a general authority to waive
no,
everything.
no, and
Right.
this is, we're following what we have done, the last 2-3 months, we've had to do this.
Right.
This is, yes.
But the only thing that I would ask that we might add, or at least do in section 5, the part where it says may be extended in 7-day increments by the mayor or city manager, and we certainly hope we're not going to be in that situation, just add the words with notice to the commission and the public.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we can do that, that's fine, I think we've done that, I believe we've done that in the past. But we can add that if that makes you more comfortable. Karen, can you add that language to that
Add with notice
with notice?
To the commission and the public.
to the commission or
Right,
public.
which would be normal anyway, but it just puts it in.
Keeping in mind that to notice to the public would be by our website.
Or they're just sticking
I
it
think
in the
it's sticking on the door,
Right.
but by the website as far as anything else.
Sure.
She can put it on the door.
Right, and,
Okay.
and hopefully we won't have a disaster to the extent where, that would be difficult. So,
And
anyway,
your next question?
my question for you is, I think you shared this with us during a previous emergency declaration. Does this not increase or enable our eligibility for certain resources?
Yes.
Or can you?
Charles, do you want to speak to that as far as if you don't have this done and you extend funds for this storm, then it's our understanding that you possibly would not be entitled. And before what's happened, I know one time we had it where Putnam County had not been at that time designated by the governor. And so we had to do it definitely. This is just to cover all of our bases and to make sure that we're protected. And especially from the state funds and with FEMA too. How does that work with FEMA, Charles?
Well, FEMA never
They didn't ask for it.
asked for it,
Okay.
so it's just mostly just in case. For some reason, we need to have it, kept extending it, just in case we had some expenses.
Yeah.
We can get it back.
And we had to do it, the last time we extended it the last time, because the water was still high.
3 times.
We extended it 3 times.
Mhm.
The water was still so high on Lake Crescent and Stella. And so at that point in time, we really didn't know what our piers and what they looked like, because they were all underwater. And so, and what we were still gonna have to do, and we needed to keep parks closed, and so we had to extend it, like you said, Karen, rather than.
3
Yeah,
times.
I knew we extended it several times, but it was 3
Yeah.
times,
3
because the water
times.
just wouldn't go down last time. Hopefully this time we won't have, that won't be an issue. But yes, you do this as a precautionary, all your municipalities in the county are doing this as well.
So as you said, I knew that it had been explained as beneficial to us, and it's just covering our bases, and so I wanted to be sure that everybody knows that.
It's covering our bases, especially for state resources,
Absolutely.
any state resources.
Yeah, let me, then one year the county, we had to go through the county to get some funds on the county, we didn't do something in such a manner.
It might have been before my time, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Two of those went way back there, and we had time. We had to go through the county to do, when that bad storm come, all that trash.
Oh, that was couple of years ago, several years ago,
Yeah, but we had to go through the county, and the county had to pay the people.
They had to pay to come in and have that trash removed.
Yeah.
So then they brought those big dump trucks in. Remember when they brought the big dump trucks? I wasn't here at that time. But I mean, I was here, but I wasn't here. But I remember that in the county, they had to do that, and they had the big dump trucks.
Yeah,
We had to get in line for those dump trucks to come through, and that debris sat on the side of the road for a very, very long time.
so it's good to touch all bases to make sure we.
This last storm, they did not do that. The last two storms. How many have you been through, Charles? You might have been through 2?
To-
Yeah, they did. The county did not put that into effect because they didn't feel like there was a lot of debris. However, Crescent City had a tremendous amount of debris, and so Charles and everybody, we all kind of kicked in and used our stuff and did it. It took several days, but got it cleaned up. And hopefully this time the city looks like it's in pretty good shape. There's some debris out there. We're cleaning storm drains today, making sure storm drains are cleaned out. Charles is, Charles, have you thought about afterwards, do we want to wait until, at what point in time do you think we'll wait to start doing the cleanup for the city?
Well, Waste Pro has indicated that they moved our yard day from Wednesday to Thursday, and that will come Saturday. Then, of course, the following Wednesday would be the regular day. And so we're gonna wait and see how things look after the Labor Day weekend. We found last year, we picked it up before people had really cleaned their yards, so they kept bringing it to the road, going out again and again and again to the same location.
Yeah.
So this time we'll give an entire weekend to folks to clear the debris, pile it up, and then we'll be Waste Pro and ourselves to get that all cleaned up.
And I will say too, for Charles, is that as you talk to the residents and anybody watching today, please allow us some grace and be patient with us. It's a huge task to take on. And right now Charles has one of his primaries, is on light duty. And so his staff is, not at full strength right now. So, it might take us a little longer than.
Is any kind of way though that we can avoid some of it by, if, I got 2 of them. That some kind of notice we can get out to the people about putting it out so late, because they'll wait a month. They'll drag it outside the road, then all that be
Then all
piled up,
this,
and that we're not doing our job. So if some kind of way that we could get them to go ahead, those that are here, we got a lot of people home and they stay in Atlanta.
right.
Yeah, but those that are here could go ahead and put it out, so when we go over it, we can be able to get it all basically one time. The street won't look so bad.
That's a good suggestion. Charles, is there some way that you could put a notice out to the residents or even on the marquee saying that, you know, you need to have.
We'll start messaging on Thursday,
Okay,
on the sense of what it looks like.
your yard lays out and we're only gonna pick up once.
That'd be good.
Cause it does, and that happens, and then, you know, you clean everything, street out, it looks great. You drive back through there and, you know, other people, it's all right back there again.
I'm ready to.
Okay, you ready to vote? Okay. With that, I have a proper motion and a second. All in favor, or please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The proclamation passes. Thank you all very much for the short notice.
City Hall will be closed tomorrow. Just, all the other offices are closing in the county and the municipalities and the schools, so we'll close this office and plan to reopen Thursday morning. Unless,
Something happens.
yeah, it gets worse than we thought.
Also sandbag on Huntington. The sandbags are, they opened that up this morning at 8 o'clock for anybody that might possibly need sandbags. The schools are closed both Wednesday and Thursday. Middleton Burning will become a shelter at 5 o'clock this evening. And the call center is now open. That number to the call center, and that's the Putnam County Call Center, is 386-329-1904. We get another update, wish we could update you now, but we don't get another update until 1:30. So we have our update at 1:30, our next update. But right now, it looks like it's moved a little more north, and so we might just have, hopefully just some tropical winds and some rain, you know?
Mayor, I have a couple of questions for Charles, just real quick. I saw the information, the city alert that went out about the trash yard waste schedule. That was great. Before y'all go home this evening, do you think it would be possible to post on the glass doors the information the mayor just read about Middleton Burning will be a shelter at 5 p.m. and then the number for the county call center? Because it's rolling on the TV, but not everybody has cable TV.
Yeah, we can do that, Karen.
So
On it,
that might help. And I forget what my other question was for the city manager. I know he's very busy. And then Mayor, while we're here, I had a question for you and Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
On a different subject. We have all been reading in the news that the Winn-Dixie stores have been sold by their parent company, Aldi's. There's different articles with information that seem to indicate that the pharmacy, even if the store is continued as a general service, a general grocery store instead of a discount store, that there may not be a pharmacy there. I'm thinking maybe sooner rather than later, it would be good to take a little time to talk about that, and could we possibly add some time? I believe we're meeting in a workshop on the 7th.
Yeah, we have on the 7th. I was hoping by at least then or by the next meeting, they would have some solid information. There's a lot of speculation going on as well.
Right.
And, when they take those over, I think they have to do full assessments too. And I don't know if they've done their full assessment yet, but that's something that definitely needs to be discussed. And I'm hoping that by then we'll have more information.
Well, do you have a source of information?
Well, yes, I think we'll have a source of it, yeah, we should.
So I guess my request would be, since we don't know what's going on at this point, but sometime sooner is better than later, could we add that to the workshop agenda on September 7th? So
We can add the discussion, unfortunately, we can't vote on anything, so if we wanted to show support, or if we wanted to send support to the Aldi's Corporation, I don't know that it will, it's a big corporation you're dealing with, and I have I don't, but my husband, I have a long history with 40 years in the grocery industry.
right.
that, but we can, if we decide, the commission decides they want to show that support, we'd have to vote on that at the,
September.
regular meeting, the September 14th meeting.
Well, I don't know what action would be appropriate. I talked to a local business person who volunteers a lot with chamber activities, business development. They didn't, authorize me to share their names and kind of experts on that. I'm gonna say that, but they're very knowledgeable. And they recommended several things that we might do. And it might be a request to all of these as opposed
Yeah.
to whatever.
And that's what I was indicating, if we would do a request, they consider keeping this one open.
So, if we could add it to the workshop agenda, but
Charles, will you add it to the agenda?
I mean, should we notice that as a potential special meeting in case we want to, decide at that time, so we don't have to wait till the 14th? I mean, we can always wait till the 14th.
Well, one thing to consider, I talked to the store manager, he said this deal will take a year and a half to complete. The sale will
Right.
take a year and a half. He signed a non-disclosure agreement, so he couldn't talk to me.
Right.
But he said, watch CNN, it's a very good story. Many of it will stay in Dixie's, and he felt personally it would be best to lie in that store. He said, people don't need to worry.
And that's kind of, I was told very similar. And from that end, and also from another end that deals in that industry, is like, it's so soon that they've got 400, they bought 400.
400.
And so they've got to assess which one of those, and that is gonna take some time to, for them to do that. So, but, immediately that was a concern, and I know that,
It's a public concern.
it's very much a public concern, especially for our community that depends tremendously on that pharmacy. And so maybe that's something that as we started off, that we just, send that, request to them, that they please consider keeping this one open, and then kind of see what else we can do at that point, but,
Well, I got information from a pretty sure person, because she finna retire, but this store is one of the most productive stores it is. Yeah.
It has a very good manager.
Yeah.
it does, and I'm sure from a pharmacy standpoint too. Pharmacy also oftentimes, they are more of a convenience store. And those type of stores are a convenience item, but in our case, it's a necessity. Well, and I'm sure that it has, that it makes, helps out with that, but, I don't know, that again, you're dealing with a very, very large corporation, and they've got,
Figure out where to send them.
they have to figure out where, people have to figure out where to send the letter.
I guess to me, it's a start if we can just add that
Absolutely.
topic to the
Absolutely.
September 7th workshop. And to me, we would be workshopping it potentially both as a CRA and as the city.
It's in the North CRA.
Yeah, it is a
So
CRA.
can we have a joint CRA city meeting?
Well, we kind of already split it, because I'm gonna bring you the Better Place.
Right.
Plan to revisit, so it's kind of just a joint
Yourself.
workshop.
What time?
September 7th, 2 o'clock.
That's it too. So we would just have that in. Okay.
Yeah. And if nothing else, maybe we can at least ask them to keep us also advised, because of the, it's a heightened public concern here in Crescent City. So absolutely. Okay, with that, do we have anything else? Anything else? Are we good? Okay, again, I thank you all for being here today, and, stay safe, be patient, and
You can go back to work.
I'm gonna get back to work. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Commissioner DeVito?
Yes.
I have paper. Hold on one second. Sorry, I gotta give it up, Trina.
Do you have something else?
No, it's not unpleasant.
Good.
It's coming up on the 14th,
What is it?
the fee schedule. It's
What
one of the ordinances that is gonna be coming up. But I wanted to give you guys all that so you can look at it. Because it's big,
Thank you. Yes.
so you can look at it and,
Yes, yes,
you know what I
yes.
mean?
Exactly.
Instead of sending it to you.
I don't want to talk too much. I've said this to Patrick Kennedy, to Michael Esposito, and I think I've said it to Charles, when something is big and complicated, there's no need to wait for it to have this come out.
That's what I
Because
figured,
then
so.
our eyes are crossing.
Mhm.
So, thank
So anything in yellow, we might distract.
Got my commissioner.
you. Okay.
So anything in yellow, it might change, like up here might change, and then we're just gonna go with those ordinances, because that's where the latest ones are. So anything in yellow is, like all that down there, we might
Right.
not need it on there because it states in another ordinance already.
Okay, so this is
It just-
basically under
it's-
review.
Under review, we're just gonna,
Okay. But
this is just a draft.
Okay, so, but Karen, this is my question. So here's all these.
Everything,
fees in
yep.
here, but are they different? Or, so these are all potential
No,
changes?
okay, yeah, when I have a seat and I can explain it to you better.
Okay, but you know, I
So-
have to, wait, I have a question. Can we do this when you come back in? I mean, like, can we do this after the ordinance is over?
I'm
that
going on
possible?
vacation. I'm supposed to be on
Why?
vacation now. This week I was supposed to be on vacation, but it's not, wasn't happening.
Okay, well, how about if I just read this?
Okay, if you have any
Yes.
questions, you can just email me.
Okay, that works.
But let me just tell you this, the
Okay.
fees
Yeah.
are all the same,
Okay,
okay? Anything that has, like, these are what we already have.
okay,
So, but anything that is strike through,
yes.
and there's not very many, as you can see,
Okay, so there's not very many.
there's not very many strike
Right,
throughs.
okay, I see it, minimum rate commercial, it's mainly,
Yeah,
The
see,
water.
Yeah, see, that's
Right,
straight
right,
through,
right.
water and
Okay,
gas.
okay.
The water
I got
and
it.
gas is what needs to happen, but everything else has been already set in place with other ordinances. We're just putting them all in one
Okay,
document, so that when
consolidate.
yeah, so that when someone asks what your fees are, we can go, here you go.
We have a fee document.
Yes.
Okay,
So
Well,
just
then-
anything that's strike through is what they want to raise it to,
okay, well, that's fine.
and everything else is the same.
I'll account for strike through. Well, I'm glad we took this time, because also I have something else to ask you. The last, I still have those two public records requests related to me, but have not been completed. And the last one asked for all of my emails for a year from the city email. And I asked Charles, I said, Charles, it's just too much, I cannot handle it. I said, can you please talk to the IT person? And he said, fine, what, I haven't heard that.
We haven't seen the IT person yet. He's been down in Palaca, dealing with, because their system keeps going in and out.
Oh, because I thought you came out on
He usually comes either Wednesday or Thursdays, but tomorrow we're gonna be closed, so he won't be here this week.
Wednesday. Okay, and just real quick, and I hope Cricket's not closing because once again, we don't have a generator. I haven't got the French drain installed. I have to go and put my washer and dryer up on bricks because water gets up to the garage. Yeah, we do not have a French drain. So I want to go to Cricket and get a car charger because you need to use your car for that. It doesn't-
Yes.
It doesn't really take any gas. My uncle explained, all you have to do is click the
Click it once and then,
right, well, you don't have to actually, run the engine.
right, you just
do it off the
once,
battery and it
yeah.
won't hurt it. But anyway, so I was hoping, I cannot figure out on my computer now, I wondered if the guy was already doing something, no, because they're so different.
it's the upgraded, they upgrade, Outlook,
Oh, I don't like this.
yeah, neither do I.
Well, because I went back to it, and what I did was, because I still have to reply to the one for all my emails to Bobby. And I was hoping if they're going to do all my emails from last year, can they then do the subset for Bobby? Because what's happened is, I went back, like I had printed a bunch of them, And then I went back to try to, figure out I can do this on Gmail. I can do, with an attachment. Now, on Outlook, I can't even figure out how to like mass click, just to, just to mass click what I see. I don't see where you do that. Do you do it on your?
I do it on mine.
Can you show me?
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
I'll show you.
and it only displays 4 at a time.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
So, I
I
mean,
need
sometimes, yeah, sometimes, I know you need, that's not what I meant.
Right, but I mean, when you're trying to transfer like 100 emails,
Yeah,
you need to
I
be
do.
able to see more.
I
And
do,
then,
I usually do about 5 or 6 at a time.
well, anyway, I hope that, it's Mark, his name, the IT person, right?
Yes.
I hope he shows up soon.
And I gotta go across the street, see if Cricket's still open.
Do you know the Excel charge is cheaper at the Dollar General?
They do?
Yes.
Yeah,
You just bring in your phone and you ask for help and they'll help you find the right one for your car.
Okay, well, if that one's too expensive,
It's going to be, theirs is like $25, you can get one at Dollar General for like $5.
really?
Yes.
But how long
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I have to say, I got the best fast charger I ever got in the world at Cricket. It is awesome. The one I got when I bought my Samsung, the brand name one, it broke. I mean, my phone was just about to, it was like a Sunday, and I had no way to charge my, okay, after this happened, whenever I stick my phone in the charger, I always look to make sure it's charging, because I didn't look and it got down to 15%. And I'm very loyal to Cricket because, she basically saved me. My phone was about to, what, are you about to lock that out?
Yeah. Oh, you gonna go up the side, the back door, or
Um,
good? Or-
no, I'll go out here because I'm on Cricket.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
let you Cricket, so I'm gonna, be safe and go to the, stoplight.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good time, have a good weekend. On the doors, yeah. Yep.
Thank you.